had to put your money on anybody being steadfast enough to earn you the point that Liverpool need, Phil Thompson would probably be your man. Even though this is only his third game since he damaged an ankle last December, and Phil comes into this Liverpool side that's been hit by international injuries in midweek. Sammy Lee bruised an ankle in England's cause on Wednesday night, and Ronnie Whelan suffered a groin strain playing for the Republic of Ireland in Spain. But Ian Rush, who came off during the Welsh victory over Bulgaria, is fit. Steve Nicol is the sub. Spurs, like Liverpool, have something to play for. They've pushed themselves towards a place in Europe next season, and they can field the side that won at West Brom last week. So the good news is that Glenn Hoddle, who played his first full league match for 3 months in that game, is in action once more. The referee is Maurice Robinson of Sutton Coldfield, and the last trip as Liverpool manager to London for Bob Paisley. Yet 48 years ago, he tells me, he came here for a trial with Durham schoolboys and was rejected. Now, the course of Liverpool football history might have been changed if he had come to the capital. So in beautiful conditions, Spurs get us away, attacking the goal to our left in white shirts. Lost one only of their last 8, coming here in 6th place. The pitch looking absolutely perfect. A credit to Gareth and everybody who works with him at the tail end of a long season. And an injury there for Phil Neal in the opening seconds of the game. Well, Phil Neal is okay to go on, but Ronnie Moran had a good long look at that injury. Galvin taking it. Had gone up, stayed up, found himself a useful position, but also finds himself now surrounded by Liverpool defenders. Roberts towards Archibald. Now Gleish's header going straight to Roberts, and now for Perriman. Hoddle again. A lovely turn. That time it fooled Kennedy, and the ball finds Brazil. Archibald with the shot. And Hoddle doing a lot of good work in these opening minutes in the midfield, and Archibald left with a shot on goal after a little touchback from Alan Brazil. O'Reilly. Hoddle. Oh! Well, he's clearly in the mood, and he might, in some terms, be a forgotten man at the moment with England in mind, but there's no doubt at all about it that Hoddle sees today as a chance against this sort of opposition to show people he's still around. Perriman. Hoddle. Nice change of mind there by Perriman, and it worked well as he found Miller. And a good ball played in by Miller for Perriman. On for Archibald. Again, Liverpool defending really well on the edge of their own penalty area. Now Mabbott. Brazil watched, but beaten by Thompson, and in the end, soon is just getting it back to Robillard. The first time that Brazil has had any great joy out of Phil Thompson. He turned him well, and Thompson for a moment was lost there. But Robillard was able to stop it and get the return from Souness. Well, he picked out Perriman beautifully. Towards Mabbott. And now for Brazil. For a moment, Robillard was missing. And if anything, I think Brazil snatched at it a little more quickly than he needed to. And for Liverpool, no harm done. Souness, Dalglish, Rush. Now Hansen. And offside. Perriman. Rush. Like a 2-year-old that time, Perryman. Now Brazil. Now, can Archibald get on the end of this? Oh, for a moment there was a misunderstanding between Grobbelaar and Hansen, and the ball could so easily have fallen for Archibald. Chipped in by Brazil. It had just clipped off the head of Souness. A slight mix-up there before the keeper grabbed it. Tottenham's throw. Exactly catching Liverpool out in defence, giving Galvin just a yard or so. And Grobbelaar pawing it away for the Tottenham corner to be taken by Glenn Hoddle. Again Roberts and Miller forward, and O'Reilly as well. Towards Grobbelaar, good safe catch. High above the flying Paul Miller. Rush. And flag was up. The whistle had gone for an offside. Roberts. Half-time whistle. Really not much to be said about it. Liverpool with hardly a serious shot on goal. Spurs have had a couple with Alan Brazil. And that's about the sum total of it. It means that we go in at half-time at White Hart Lane with the score that reads Spurs 0, Liverpool 0. So Liverpool start the second half, attacking the goal to our left, 0-0. After a very cautious first half by them. Giving the impression that their minds are very much on that 1 point they need for the championship. Rush. Hoddle. Brazil. And a free kick to Tottenham. It was well fortunate for Tottenham really that it spun nonetheless to Hoddle. Towards Archibald! Well, you can count on the fingers of one hand, I would have thought, the number of times in the course of a season a Liverpool defence allows anybody as free as that on the edge of a 6-yard area. Headed powerfully past Grobbelaar, Spurs go into the lead. And now Liverpool will need to come out and be a lot more adventurous than they have been so far. And Maverick will take it. Souness. A flick for Rush. Miller watching him, supported by O'Reilly. Johnston's come up in support. And there was Hoddle, and the ball coming off Craig Johnston for a Tottenham throw. Brazil's touch for Mabbott. Oh, and for a moment, Lawrenson held off, and Archibald is through. Will it be number 2? It is! A smile that says he scored twice in about 3 minutes against Liverpool, and not many strikers in the course of a season can say that. But a mistake, it seemed to me, by Lawrenson, who didn't quite get to that one, and suddenly Archibald is through, and he kept his nerve brilliantly as Grobbelaar came out. Comes for Hoddle again. On the left foot, perhaps, no. For O'Reilly. Half saved by the keeper. And Dalglish trying to bring a bit of order by getting the ball back to Phil Neal. But some lovely play by Hoddle, and there we are again. And here he is again. And what about that? Galvin in, and that time they're happy to concede the corner. Well, Hoddle's cross led to the first goal, and I must say he's blossomed beautifully in this second half. With the corner for Tottenham. Oh, and Archibald got the header to it, but the angle was too difficult. The hat-trick wasn't on, and it's a goal kick to Liverpool. He's helping to bring revenge to Tottenham. They lost in the Charity Shield, of course, to Liverpool before the season started, and 3-0 up at Anfield. Playing it forward for Kennedy again. And a goal kick. But that's a good strike. Caught it on the volley, and it was a dipper that we've seen often enough, just slipping under the crossbar. It was a good effort. Perryman. Neal away. Hoddle. Driven well, and no doubt he's back to his best after that long layoff. Remember, the game at West Brom last week was the first since that layoff. It really seems to be on song. Offside against Rush. They've never really conquered that offside trap this afternoon with Liverpool. Almost the first kick took over. Now with 15 minutes left, they've been caught time and time again by this Tottenham back four coming forward quickly. Rush and Dalglish, the victims most often. Here's Hoddle. Abbott. That's a fair shot! Abbott raining in a shot there. Hurriedly taken with the left foot, but powerful. Of the 44,000 crowd, they're really enjoying this Spurs performance in the second half. Roberts back. Clements now to O'Reilly. Perryman close, supporting him. Brazil. Perryman again. Abbott's made a run. Hoddle is available. Oh, and Perryman holding on to it too long and losing it to Dalglish, who's got Rush up there with him. Dalglish may want to go all the way on his own now. It's with Kennedy now. Well, Tottenham gave that away in a dangerous area there to Kenny Dalglish. And it'll be a goal kick. Phil Neal's ball, it is. Finding Rush. And Roberts getting it back. Perryman. Played for Gary O'Reilly. proposition, I think, Spurs, when they've had that man wide out there, Galvin. Dalglish taking it from Lawrence's pass, typical Dalglish turn, and a shot as well, but Clements was nicely placed. And two old teammates, Graham Souness, who of course was here as a youngster before he went north to Merseyside, having a nice little chat there. Why should we spoil that? Oops. And Ray Clements made the journey in the opposite direction, of course. Kennedy. Dalglish. Thompson. Phil Neal. Neal. And now Souness. Moves instead for Lawrenson. Souness once again. Now Hoddle. Archibald. Foul on him by Alan Hansen. And we come to the last minute of the game. Hoddle finding Galvin wide on the right with Mabbott and Brazil waiting in the middle. A deep one towards Alan Brazil. Can he beat Phil Neal in the air? He can. Mabbott's in there. It comes for Archibald. Oh, and he thought a hat-trick was on there, but Gobelin was down like a hawk. Don't need me to tell you that we haven't really seen the best of Liverpool today. It was a fairly unnatural, caution-filled performance in the first half, and they've never really got into their stride after Archibald hit them for those two quick goals in the second half. Final whistle. A victory for Spurs. A wait for Liverpool to see what's happened at Norwich, whether they're champions or whether they're not. 2 goals by Steve Archibald put Spurs firmly on the road, up the table towards a place in Europe. A final score then here at White Hart Lane, with applause ringing round this stadium. Tottenham 2, Liverpool 0.
So, when Liverpool got to their dressing room, the one thing they wanted to know is, had Manchester United beaten Norwich at Carrow Road? The answer was they hadn't. It was a draw. So, even though Liverpool had lost on the day, they were the champions for the 14th time. The Spurs manager, Keith Birkinshaw, duly obliged. He took them champagne. But at first, I'm told Liverpool were in no mood to drink it. That defeat at Tottenham really had rankled them. They knew they hadn't played well, and I think that says a lot about their attitude. But what a day it was for Phil Thompson, recalled to the side and Liverpool through and through. And of course, so many of his greatest moments have been with the Liverpool manager, Bob Paisley.
But my funniest story about him was when we had a young lad at Liverpool, Brian Kettle, and he was a bit getting him down about, you know, he's not getting a game or anything. So he says, I'm going to see the boss. So he walks in, he says, can I have a word with you? Yeah, sure, son, sit down. So he says, I want to know what my future is at this club. And he said, bloody hell, son, who do you think I am, Patrick Moore? So it's brilliant, things like that, so quick and everything. He's an amazing man.
And even allowing for the fact that you've had these 2 defeats and so on, and it's a little bit of a damp screw until you've won the championship, it's still going to be a hard act to follow next year, isn't it?
It always is. People are saying what motivates you, but it's winning things what motivates you. You see what it's like. We went to Wembley, great game versus Manchester United, and it's the atmosphere. And if that's not enough to G you on, what is? You know, you won the championship again, and I still get the same enjoyment. I know, don't look too happy now. I still get the same enjoyment out of it, the same kick, and I've won 7.
So 7 championships, Phil. I mean, is that a record?
Yes, it is. It's a very proud record as well. You know, I started way back in 72-73 season, and as I said before, I enjoyed every one of them. But I'm really pleased because it's with the one club and the team I've always loved, which makes it that little bit better. And it's a record that I hope I can keep, as I say, and maybe improve on it. and give my son something to remember when he gets older, and he'll be in the record books for good. But there's only maybe a Liverpool player who could overtake me, but I hope not.
7 championship records, that'll take some beating. Liverpool then right at the top. They go into the European Cup next year. Now, if Manchester United to beat Brighton and win the FA Cup, they would, of course, go into the Cup Winners' Cup, leaving 4 places, if you're following me, in the UEFA Cup. Watford, who beat Arsenal 2-1 today. Forest, who won 2-1 at Manchester City and put City in real trouble. Villa, who thrashed Stoke 4-0. And Spurs, well, they must be the teams at the moment in the driving seat.